The title of Paul's speech is Turn It On. Please help me welcome Paul Brunoforte.
I have learned a lot of great lessons in my life. But one of the greatest lessons I learned at the happiest place on earth. Madam Toastmaster, fellow Toastmasters, and our guests. So, where's the happiest place on earth? Disneyland! Of course, Disneyland. Now, you may be asking, how did you learn a life lesson at Disneyland? It's a good question. Back in the 1980s, when I was working on my MBA at ASU, we were studying great companies. And the Disney company topped the list. Now, there are many, many great lessons you can learn from Disney. Many of them are in this book called Disney U. But because I'm limited on time, I'm going to tell you the lesson that for me was the big one. It was a very big lesson. Now, how many of you have not been to Disneyland? Yeah, one person has not been to Disneyland. There's always one, and I did not think it was going to be you. Well, many people don't know this. Disneyland looks like a normal theme park. But what most people don't know is that the theme park is on the second floor. There is a first floor, and it's underneath the whole Disney park. There are cafeterias, there's classrooms, there's lockers where all of the Disney employees stay. And the Disney employees go in and out of that underground through secret doors, scattered all over the park. And the cool thing about Disney is they have trained all of their employees on how to give 100%. They have trained all the employees to perform. And when those employees come in and out of those secret doors, they turn it on. Now, as a student of Disney, I wanted to test this a couple of times. And I've been to Disneyland and Disney World at least 10 times, conservatively. And one time when I went there, during the time I was studying them, I decided to go up to one of those street sweepers. Now, you just think this is just somebody cleaning. No. This is a performer. This is a Disney ambassador. And you can ask them any kinds of questions. You can ask them, oh, excuse me, what's the name of the 7 dwarves? And they'll say, Doc, happy, sleepy, dopey, angry, they'll know all of it. They'll know all the characters. They'll know all the stories. So I would keep asking questions to the point that was a bit obnoxious. Debbie's like, let's go, come on. And when I finally got to a question that she didn't know, what she did was, very politely, escorted me over to a supervisor who did explain the answer. Everybody is a performer. Now, the greatest performers are the characters, the ones that are dressed in the full costumes, and they have a very special role. And one of the things that most of those characters have to adhere to is they do not ever get out of character, and for the most part, they don't speak. You'll see Captain Hook walk up to the kids like this here, "Arr!" And that's about all he'll say is "Arr!" And none of them will speak. So I wanted to kind of test all of this, so I wanted to go up to the characters, and as we're walking to the characters, my 4-year-old son PJ, who loves Mickey, Donald, but he really loves Goofy. And he sees all the characters, and they're out there playing around, you know, Goofy's walking up and down like this here, they're signing autographs. So my son goes running, runs away from us and runs towards the characters, and he loves Goofy, so he goes to wrap his arms around Goofy's leg. I forgot to explain this. You usually don't know whether the characters are male or female. Since they don't speak and they're in full costume, you don't know that. So I wanted to mention that first. Because on this particular day, we found out that Goofy was definitely a male. Because my son goes running up to Goofy, goes to grab him around the leg, and hits him in the package. And as that famous announcer, Howard Cosell, would say, "Down goes Goofy! Down goes Goofy!" Goofy collapses to the ground. And I'm feeling so bad. I get down. "Oh, Goofy, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. My son, he doesn't know." Goofy never got out of character. He's petting PJ on the head. PJ thinks, "Oh, he's just getting down to my level." So he's hugging, and Goofy can't breathe. And I'm still sitting there. "Oh, I'm so sorry. Is there anything I could do?" And he just shakes my. Finally, he could stand up. Never once did he get out of character. And that's the way all of the Disney people are trained. They're highly trained to be performers, to give 100% all the time. And it had me thinking, all right, don't we have a lot of characters that we're playing? We play the character of husband or wife, the character of father or mother, son or daughter, employee or employer. We have all of these characters that we are performing. Yet, even though there's some similarities, each one has a unique way of giving 100%. And I have found that many people have not found out what that 100% is, because there is no Disney U to teach us that. There is no way to just learn it unless you really try to learn. You go out, and sadly I found many people just don't care. But we can all learn how to give all of our characters 100%. For instance, as a husband, I learned a long time ago, ask Debbie what it takes to be an ideal husband. And I don't ask Debbie once, I ask Debbie hundreds of times, what can I do to be a better husband? And she tells me most of the time, and I work the list down to the point that now the list is very small. And being a great dad, how do you be a great dad? Well, I learned a long time ago that when I left work, I don't care how stressed, what challenges I had, when I walked through my door at my house, where I had 3 little kiddies working, I turned it on. I wanted my 3 kids to be as happy to see me as if Mickey Mouse walked through the door. And I swear, every night I came home, if the kids weren't sick, we played. We played on the trampoline, we shot hoops, we went in the pool. My kids loved to see me come home. And at work, turning it on 100% with enthusiasm, excitement, commitment, as an employee and an employer, giving 100%. And where do you learn to do this? You learn this in life, but we actually can practice here at Toastmasters. On Tuesday mornings, when you leave your car and you're walking up to that door, pretend that's one of the doors at Disney. Walk through that door and turn it on. Give 100%. Come in with enthusiasm. Shake people's hands. Walk around the room. Walk up to someone you don't know well and talk to them. And when you have a role in Toastmasters, don't wing it. Don't look to see if the green light goes on so you can sit down. Be a performer. Use the Toastmaster environment to practice giving 100%. Each and every one of us, every single day, in every moment, have the opportunity to live life with enthusiasm. And here's the thing, ladies and gentlemen, enthusiasm is in an unending supply. You can't run out of enthusiasm. You don't have X quantity of enthusiasm. Enthusiasm is there for the taking. Excitement is there for the taking. I learned enthusiasm from Toastmasters, from my mentor 30 plus years ago, Bob Turner. And every time I see Bob, I tell him the same thing. Because Bob's mantra was, to be enthusiastic, you act enthusiastic. To be enthusiastic, you act enthusiastic. And when you do that enough, when you practice that enough, it becomes part of your DNA. And it's no longer hard, it's natural. So Toastmasters, make a commitment today and turn it on. Madam Toastmaster.